And we are live. I need to close my door eventually. I got started. My animal's just gonna come in and bother me, but it's fine. I am Crunk Chocolate. Lando, how's it going?
Wonderful, Papa. Wonderful.
Mazel tov, mazel
Hey.
tov. Tis the lit stream. It is the vibes. First of the year. Oh man,
Mm-hmm.
just we're getting close to the beginning of the Premier League. Manchester United are given the the gift of being one of the clubs that gets to start the Premier League next this season against Fulham, which honestly it's gonna be a good match. It's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, you say the gift. I predict the draw.
Get the gift of the draw.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect of them? Anyway, we'll keep it moving because we have such an amazing show and we should not be bogged down by United. We have such great guests. So,
So,
the homie, who else would we start the season off with? And then we got the homie Alex of Hollywood Kippax. And first time connect with our final guest, the Sheik of Sheik Speaks. I'm super excited to have Mans on. I know Lando's a big fan of him, so I'm excited to talk some football, get to know the mind of the Sheik,
yes,
see
sir.
how he speaks. It's good. This is gonna be a real good fun
Bars.
show.
I feel you.
Um, all right. I want to start with KP to Ipswich and Ed Sheeran. In his arms. I'm sure Ed Sheeran has tons of songs that KP can like connect with them with when he like welcomed them to the club. Because
Yeah.
apparently, when I was doing this deep dive there's a logo of Ed Sheeran's tour on Ipswich Town's kit, which I
Whoa.
wasn't aware of. I've asked, and Twitter very much told me so.
Oh,
And
okay.
from there, I deep dived and looked. And just 3-4 hours ago, it was announced that he bought he has purchased 1.4% stake of Ipswich Town. Um, he's been a sponsor, I guess, for them since 2021.
Yep.
What is a percentage of a club like Ipswich Town do you think you would get if you sponsored them for 4 years? Do you think it'd be like 1.4%?
I mean, I don't even know how those things get negotiated. Like, how much, like, I don't know. 1 point, that's, it's not a lot, but you'd imagine
Exactly.
you
You
put
offer
in.
you offer that to Ed Sheeran. It's just like, hey, how about we connect? You help build the name of Ipswich Town. We'll just sponsor your tour. Now your tour will be on FIFA. People can know about Ed Sheeran. Sheeran fans can play us. It'll be mutual beneficial. In a few years, we'll give you a small percentage of it. It's basically like with Beyonce and Uber. She did a commercial
Yeah.
for them, and they offered a bunch of stakes or percentage, and or a bunch of percentage are cash, and she turned down the cash, took the percentage of Uber, and sold it for like a stupid amount of money years on in later. So I mean, I assume it's a similar deal, right?
Could be. What I would focus on with Ed Sheeran now that he's got ownership and he's a singer, does he have a song called Obligation to Buy? Because that would be the only thing I give a shit about. Calvin Phillips, you got a percentage, you're a singer, obligation to buy. Get some bars to it, get it on a track, and that's KP's anthem for the year. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he gets a productive season in, and the better he produces, the more we get back in return. If anything, I think we have to settle for the fact that we're taking a loss on that.
I mean, there's no reason if he has a good season we can't get our 40 million back at least. Like
That's so scary. Yeah, listen, that is the look at us. Just the other night, we were having a conversation on one side, and you were more pessimistic, and I was more optimistic, and now you seem to be more optimistic, and I'm pessimistic towards it. So this is great. Another thing to look forward towards the season, Crunk.
Time
Because
travels fast.
if he does well, I'll be looking at you like, hey, look, you stayed positive with it, and let's see if we get 40 milli back.
I mean, what else is there? Just being like, give them for peanuts. I mean, that's just. I mean, we've seen a lot of transfers. A lot. I mean, he's had a couple of chances, and those haven't gone well. But this is a new season,
Yeah.
and it's mutually beneficial for everybody. And honestly, this is perfect time to bring our first guest on, Saul, to get his ideas on Ed Sheeran. No, I mean Calvin Phillips. So how's it going, homie?
What's up, guys? How we
There
doing?
he is.
Glad
We're
to be
good.
on.
We're good. We're good. Oh, we got another appearance, another person showing up, coming through. Derek. Oh,
What's up, everybody?
What up, T?
hey.
What's up?
So, what's your thoughts on this KP to Ipswich?
I thought he was gonna have an opportunity at center back. Maybe that's a little too much. I think, if like Lando said, if he does well, I think we can get maybe not his full feedback, but a nice cool. Even Ipswich, someone else in the Prem will be excited with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want someone to take him away, just to do a good season and figure it out. I don't really know what's going on. Yeah.
If I said to everyone in the chat right now and everyone here right now, yes or no, if someone offered 20 for him today, do you take it?
Probably, yeah. Unfortunately, but yeah.
I mean,
That might not
without
get us a
question,
Roger
yeah.
replacement, so.
I definitely give him. I mean, if they give me 20, he's gone. But
See?
what I would say though, the thing that's disappointing for me as a City fan, not that I don't want him to leave, not that I don't want to sell him, not that I don't want to see him, move on, but there's a little bit of hate that he's getting that I think is a little unwarranted. At the end of the day, he's not been great. Let's be honest. He's not been great. As a matter of fact, he's not been good. That being said, he still lines up in blue every time he's with us, right?
Okay.
So I'm not going to attack that man personally. Sure. Again, Pep said he came in overweight or whatever. I've seen people, fat, this, that, and the other. It's like, well, who are we? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should be better than that. Again, he's got to go. This hasn't been great, but we don't got to go there with him. I don't think he's done anything that warrants anything like that. He's been a model teammate. He's been a model person to have on the squad, even if he hasn't been great when he's been on the pitch. Attitude's been great. Everything's been wonderful. Never heard anything negative. He just hasn't performed at the level we want, and I think that we shouldn't come attack him for it. Anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Saul, man, how you been?
Oh, your audio's gone.
Se acabó, papa. Se acabó.
My bad, man. I was talking too much, and the system was like, nah.
Yeah, I was just messaging that.
Get at us when you can, Saul. I mean, Crunk, what did we just listen to? And what do we have another opportunity to have for another season, hopefully for another winning season? Tarek dropping some absolute realism for us.
It's what he does.
Just bringing the true, genuine criticism. It's funny how people body shame a guy who's in the top 10 BMI percentage in comparison to us, right? It's just like, yeah, we're body shaming a guy who's extremely fit.
Compared to
this is my thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Killing this kid for what? Yeah. For what? I mean, again, because he hasn't done what we think he should have done on the pitch or what we would have expected from him. Okay. Yep. But to attack that man personally.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's just, I don't know why, but I have higher expectations for City fans. Maybe I shouldn't because we're just people. but I do,
All right, we
and
get
that's
this figured out.
unfortunate.
We're back.
We're back.
Oh,
Let's
sir.
go.
Oh.
Yes, we're back. Yes, I agree with
Vamos.
Tarek. We should have higher expectations as Cities fans. So I was saying I'm excited for the new season. Going for the 5-peat, going for Guardiola's last season. Hopefully not, but probably so. And yeah, just excited. Big match too on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about. I mean, we can narrow in to this match, but we can, before you go, get a quick prediction. Let's look over at the Premier League season overall. Like, what are you most excited to see?
I think it has to start with Bernardo and Foden and Grealish. I think all three of them are going to play inside a little more this season, especially with the. We call him Savio or Savinho. I've seen both iterations.
You can do either one. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with Savio.
All of the above.
Yeah.
So Savio's coming in, Doku, and then on the other side we have a good squad too. So I think those three coming inside is going to be really interesting. De Bruyne might not play as much as we hope, which is another interesting wrinkle to the season. But yeah, I'm excited to see Foden and Grealish and Bernardo play more inside this season.
Sorry, I'm just seeing DT3's comment on me playing good cop and bad cop. Hey, I understand both sides on things. I just never know what side I want to argue at times, and sometimes I do both. I'm excited about Bernardo because everything points towards Bernardo finally being in the midfield, and that is what makes me so happy.
That's what you thought.
I know
He gonna be out on the right wing on Sunday,
but just I know he
ain't
will.
no Bernard, ain't no Oscar Bob.
Yeah.
Pep ain't playing both Savio and Doku at the same time. That's too much chaos.
Yeah,
Pep ain't going.
early, especially against Chelsea.
Bernardo gonna be out there. Watch what I tell you.
Yeah, but with time, he will eventually. He said that. Instead of me just imagining and expecting that with the roster, he has now said with his words that is the intention. But yes, we will see him at right wing probably this weekend, and it is what it is.
Shout out to Lucy in the chat. Fat shaming a professional athlete is wild, 100%. Jennifer, what's up? Good to see you. Just excited to see the whole actual team.
Pep be lying sometimes, though.
100%, Jennifer. I'm with you. DT, Pep be lying. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'm also excited for Haaland. I think he's going to have a repeat of his first season, which should be a lot of fun, especially all that time he had off. Might have been a little too much time. We'll see how the beginning of the season goes. But I think he's going to have a great season.
And you have come here early in the season every year, and you for the live stream we've had, and you've given us a nice prediction. And last year it was focused on the defense that became what it became. But this year, do you have a prediction for us?
Yes, I do. Erling Haaland will have 40 or more Premier League goals and 60 all competitions.
La madre! Whoa.
Let's go.
Now that's Champions, League Cup, FA Cup, and International. So got a little bit of breathing room with the 60.
International.
But I think
Okay.
the 40 is attainable in the Premier.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Which would be close to his first season, which would be crazy.
And a lot of the problem with last season was people seemed apprehensive to just feed Haaland early. Do you think that is just going to be the change up with the wing play? And like, how do you see him hitting that goal when, I mean, he was close last year, right? But it wasn't.
I think at 32.
Yeah.
32 or 33,
Still fantastic,
right.
But not 40. So, like, what do you think is the difference from last year to this year that will get there?
Yeah, I think it's twofold. So I think the wingers this time are actually chaotic wingers. They can pull some defenses to the sides, and that opens up some space for him through the middle. Mm-hmm. And then I think, I forget who mentioned it, but someone mentioned that I think with Bernardo and Foden on the inside, we're finally going to have someone crashing the net, which can open up spaces, more space for Haaland. and then that way you can bag in easier goals, especially when they have a threat on the top of the box.
Oh man, oh this team, I love it. I mean, quick side note. What's your thoughts on what Real Madrid is cooking up right now? Like this
I
is
hate them.
crazy.
My whole family is Real Madrid fans, so I do not have a very big fondness for them. But you have to admit it. You know, they know what they're doing. They sign shrewd signings. They make Mbappe go for free or not come at all. So you know they know what they're doing. And then they might get Davies. They're gonna get Van Dijk next year on a free. My family members tell me so. It's not looking good if Pep leaves, but I do believe in the infrastructure at City that they can compete. So I'll be seeing them in April in the semifinal more than likely.
Jennifer acknowledging that she's got a side team and it's Real Madrid is saying something, folks.
No.
Do we all want to go ahead and say our side team? Or are we going to go ahead and get that out right now since we're outing side teams? Thank you, Jennifer, for this topic.
Werder Bremen.
Yeah, Milan is one of my, I wouldn't say side team, but I've always been really fond of Milan.
I don't have a good side team. My side team is Werder Bremen.
I'll be that corny guy, NYCFC.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, where you grew up, yeah, that holds. Yeah. I don't have a team in Iowa or Arkansas. So,
and 53, black men don't cheat.
That was me. That was me.
Oh, that's me. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that was me.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Like it's like Werder Bremen, I guess. You know, I root for them, but you know, I'm not. I'm like tapped in. I'm trying. Like I have notifications for NYCFC games now, so like I'm trying to make that step to actually like paying attention to them. I'm trying.
That stadium opens. We all should go.
Oh, I'm down.
We all should go.
You know, I'm down to check out a shiny new stadium.
That's something we can talk to Sheik about a little later.
And go to check out New York again anyway. I think I'm going to be out there in November. Okay. Alvarez, what are your thoughts on him leaving? I mean, I don't want to take this because actually let me give my.
Wow. Yeah.
It's not necessarily like a good riddance because I'm happy that he's got like it. It's what Pep says. If anyone wants to leave, they have the right to leave as long as you give us the money. You know he's never going to be number one. And the whole thing where it was said that he wants more minutes or better minutes, it's basically the Leroy Sané, or not Leroy Sané, the Raheem Sterling same argument where people were just like, you're getting all the minutes, but it's like, it's recycle minutes, my guy. It's like group league. It's minutes Rico Lewis would be very happy to play, and he was happy to play and stuff like that. But in key games, he's coming in as super subs, playing in games where in the second leg they have huge leads. It's one of those things. Do you understand? Could you understand if that was his thought process? Do you understand why Alvarez wanted to leave?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was inevitable. He's won everything here, so I think it was inevitable. And we did get a really good fee for him. I think he's our most expensive outbound player. So I think it was just the perfect storm. And then the whole criticism during the summer months was a little heavy from the English side. Not, it was of course warranted, but and then the reason that we get in the new wingers. So I think as long as between Savio and Doku and maybe another one, they can kind of replicate him, a little bit of Moneyball action, replicate him in the absolute, replicate his numbers. I think we'll be all right.
Saul's making a point that I think it's going a little underestimated. I'd like to focus on it a bit. He said the perfect storm. It's three variables that I think has just been like critical. One, it's the natural principle that we have, like Crunk has noted. Any player that wants to leave, we will leave as long as we get the right transfer. It's not, or the right money. It's not a problem. And that is a culture, is a process that I fully support and back. But when you add that to the concept of Pep having a smaller roster, with the fact that we had international play this summer so that we didn't necessarily have the time to make the moves should a player announce that he wanted to leave, that's the perfect fucking storm that he's talking about. And for me, that's been so much more frustrating than anything. Not necessarily saying that we're not like on the guys or we're like prepared for it, but it's the fact that fucking perfect storm happens right after a 4 in a row and we're trying to keep this going. And it's like, like, all right, like you want to almost have us try to win the league starting the year with like our right hand behind our back, you know? So
Yeah, yeah, and I think this also shows how much faith they have in Savio. They know he's a legit
Yeah.
player. He was a top five league. He did really well in Spain, and he got them into champions. And they were, of course, they weren't calling them Cinderella story because they were linked with City, but they were a really fun story last season. So I think Savio can help replicate some of what Alvarez did.
The whole thing with having a small roster every time is anything is a perfect storm. Last year, we lost a bunch of just elder statesmen on our team. That's kind of what happens when you have a small squad. You lose two or three people, you're kind of figuring things out. I think we're finally starting to see the CFA bloom right now, with especially with the preseason. I think this has been a blessing. Honestly, a lot of these young players um, getting their chances, the Peronis, the McAtees, the O'Reillys, Rico, Bob, until the unfortunate. And I just think that with time, uh, especially early in the season, those key minutes are going to help carry us, because really it's just going to be one of them, two of them coming on at a time while our main people get healthy, because I don't think KDB is going to be starting. I don't think Phil really is going to be starting. It's going to be interesting who's going to be playing this weekend, who's going to be starting, who's going to be coming on as a sub, those things. Well, Saul, before we get you out of here, how do you think the game's going to go against Chelsea?
Yeah, so I think a little bit of City initial season starting woes, but I think we will win on Sunday. Chelsea has 40 plus players. They have a new coach, so I think they're undergoing a lot of changes. So I think we will pull out a 2-1 win. What do you got? How many goals do you guys think Holland's scoring this season?
I'm not the best with
We talking league goals or just
Yeah,
total?
just league.
I'm gonna go 30 plus.
that's so tough. So, do you think he's going to play with the Messi 91 goal calendar record? I mean, if your predicting goes right, he can toy with it. It was
60 to
91 for
90
the
is
record.
a big stretch. I don't know.
Well, no, accounting for last year. So from January to December.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
we'd have to look back and see what he did
Yeah,
from
we'd have to look back.
January to the end of the year. But I mean, half that gets to maybe,
Of 25% chance he could flirt with it. I wouldn't go further than that.
that would be disgusting.
I would love it, please. Yeah. I'm just happy. I know he's gonna get. It's gonna be at least more than 32. I think it will be a. He will be healthy. His team is focused on keeping him healthy. If anything happens, it's all just gonna be because he's a freak of nature. Saul, please plug yourself and the things that you do before you get out of here.
Yeah, thank you. We are at bitterandblue.com. We do a little bit of everything: tactics, profiles, predictions. And then you can follow us on X at bitterandblue1, and you can follow me at Saul_434. So thanks for having me on, guys. Fun as always.
Of course.
Always glad
We'll
to
see
have
you
you.
soon. Yes, sir. See ya.
Jennifer on there saying 41 goals is her prediction.
I would take that gladly. Hey, let's get this man on before the sun truly melts him. It is the homie from Hollywood Kippax, Alex.
What's going on, dude?
How's it going?
What's going on?
It's going good. The sunlight, though, as good as the California sunshine is, it's currently miring me and killing, just melting me. But yeah, otherwise I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Every day is a great day when you're a City fan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Preach.
It was a good summer.
Tell me about it. How was it for you?
So we were able to make it out to the City Chelsea match in Columbus, and the vibes were off the charts. Really, me and the boys flew out. We went to open training, and then we went to the game. And for both of my podcast hosts, Will and Ipkiss, it was their first time being east of Las Vegas. So it's
Dope.
kind of like a new experience to them. Ohio's definitely a different pace of life. You know what I mean? But like having the game at Ohio State, the historic Ohio State Stadium, 62,000 people came out, a lot of City fans there. Holland scores a hat trick, Oscar Bob scores a goal, and we beat him 4-2. Honestly, I think that's kind of what we're going to see on Sunday as well. I think we're going to see I predict a 3-1. But you can always count on Raheem Sterling scoring against us. You know what I mean? He's always going to get one back. So, but yeah, it was a fun time. I know you guys went out to 3 of the 4, I believe, and Tarek went to the 4th one, I believe.
Yeah, so it was a mix. So I went to Ohio. I was in Ohio, and then we all, with the exception of Tom, the 3 of us were all in North Carolina for the first one. So I was at the first one and the last one, and then I think Crunk went to New York. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So what did you guys think of City on this preseason tour?
Yeah, it was amazing.
I think Crunk posted it. You could see the progression from game to game, as the team started to gel more, the young kids started to kind of have just a little bit more belief in themselves, and they weren't on edge. And then just everybody just kind of played themselves out of that rust from the summer break. So it was good to see. I think having watched in person and online or whatever, or on TV, the tour, pretty much every match, made the Oscar Bob injury so painful for me, because I saw him cooking all game, every game. He dominated the play, and I was really looking forward to I still am looking forward to a great season for him, but
half a season.
Yeah, but it reminds me, I think it was Cole Palmer who had, was poised for a really good season, got injured, didn't get as many minutes as he thought he was going to do because he had gotten injured. And then he just never got the minutes that he was looking for. And we know what happened with Cole Palmer. My hope is that this is just a small little speed bump, and Oscar Bob is back to the same level and can get the minutes that I am certain he was going to get after this tour.
Yeah. So the last time I was on your guys' lit stream, that was the place where I debuted FA Cup Man. And I want to say I appreciate you guys' support of FA Cup Man throughout the last half of last season. And, I wasn't able to do as many episodes as I thought I would do with it because I got busy.
Life happens, but honestly, the fact that you actually ran with it and created a world within it is honestly, it's legendary.
Amazing. It was wonderful. I was entertained every time that I went to y'all's IG page. Every time.
Yeah.
Are we officially calling that the Hollywood Kippax universe? That way we can just go ahead and keep it going.
Hollywood Kippax cinematic universe.
Yes, I like that. I love that.
You guys were my executive board, so I came with you guys with ideas about the new superhero of the Hollywood Kippax universe, because unfortunately, City decided to kill off FA Cup Man.
They did do that to you.
So I love Sergio. You know what I mean? But we gotta move on. We gotta make more money, man. So I got actually most of the roster here. I'm just gonna quick fire at you guys, tell me what you guys think. Okay. I'm gonna start with the lamest ideas first to the best ideas first. Okay. So we're gonna start it off pretty obvious. Eddie the Looney. He's a mixture of the Tasmanian Devil and like Jim Carrey the Mask. So he's just kind of like a unfiltered figure, just kind of like rapping. He's just like, and like he gets a foul in the box that like gets him sent off. You know what I mean? And it was like, what the? So,
yes.
So that's Eddie. That's the first one. Okay, the next one is lame, but Akimbo Akanji. So. It works. Akimbo Akanji. It's a alliteration, and I should be an English teacher. I should know what it is, but it sounds good. Okay.
In my head, I picture like a Rambo Akanji just firing dual AKs.
I was more thinking, what's his name? John Woo, a John Woo flick. like
or
the like.
Terry Crews from that one movie. What's it? The Untouchables or whatever. That,
Oh goodness!
But the next one is this was inspired from an image of João Cancelo, like kind of like looking like a vampire at one point, and he's like, and his name is Count Cancelo.
Yes, that's the one.
You can't go too early, Lando. You gotta wait. He said all the best ideas are later. You gotta wait.
Please,
Wait,
take notes.
Is he an energy vampire though?
He's sucking us for all the blood.
The energy vampire was Calvin Phillips.
Oh no!
He would get you stuck in like random side conversation about Tupperware boxes, and you would just like, yeah. But okay, so that's one, and then this one is lame, but it's pretty obvious with someone like Jack Grealish, but he's party boy. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking like MTV, Chris Pontius party boy, like you know what I mean, with the bow tie and stuff, and like always partying with who's its brother? I forget his name. I forget, but yeah, not as good. But then so this one's Ruben Diaz. And I saw a video on the YouTube Man City YouTube page about his workout regimen. And so I'm going to go with hip thrust man with him because
he was doing hip thrusts in it.
His favorite workout in the gym is hip thrusts.
That's not surprising. That's very on brand for him.
Yeah, that tracks.
That's incredibly on brand for him. It's very on brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but they had this machine, and like, typically, I'm not a fan of hip thrusts, but after watching that video and seeing his, just seeing photos of him with his shirt off, sometimes I'm just kind of like, you know what, I
need to do some more hip thrusts.
Yeah, I gotta get some hip thrusts, and so I might start trying again. This next one is for Gavardiol. If for all of our metal fans out in the audience, it's Gavardiol.
Yes.
You know the
band. Yes.
They're a pretty over the top band. An alien. I forget what the duck calls us. It's like an alien band. It's like way over the top. Just Google Guar and you'll see it.
Oh
and,
yes.
Yeah, Gavardiol. This one's for Mortal Kombat fans. Rico Lewis, I hear, is into kickboxing, so I'm calling him Rico Lee. Lee. Yeah,
love that. I love that.
Yeah. This one's actually a T-shirt of ours. This is for John Stones, but on Telemundo they call him Juan Pierdas, John Stones. On our T-shirt, we put superimposed his head on the Tapatio man. And so Juan Pierdas is that's the guy for us. So he's like I think of him more as like the Machete movies, or like the Richard Rodriguez movies where he's like what is it? I forget what the movie's called, but yeah, like something like that, like Machete or whatever. But
I'm just John Stones.
John Stones, yeah. This one,
Mom, shut up.
This one is a dual superhero. So this is Holland and the Lilleman. So Holland itself, I think, is a superhero name, but Lilleman is Oscar Bob, because Norwegian, that's Norwegian for little man. Lilleman. So it's Holland and the Lilleman. So they're like Oscar Bob is his sidekick, and they just fight crime and whatnot in Manchester. Yeah. Norwegians fighting crime. All right. Next one is KDB. He got injured last year, and that was like his Gandalf the Grey moment. You know what I mean? Like, you shall not pass. And then like he just disappears, and we're lost without him. We're like, what happened to KDB? And then he came back in the Newcastle game, and that was when he was Kevin the White. And he came back, saved our season against Newcastle. And he has like this long glow up, and he's just like a changed being, transcendental being. So yeah, he's kind of like our Gandalf in a sense. So yeah, wait, make what you will with that. This one is for Star Wars prequel fans. It's pretty obvious. It's Count Dooku. Count Dooku.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, it's right there. It's right
Yeah,
there.
it's right there. How'd to go for it? The next one up is for Animorphs fans. This is McAtee the Manatee. So James McAtee transforms into a manatee and he feasts on goals.
Manchester, famously known
For its manatees.
For its manatees. Okay. I said that these were lame and getting better, or they're getting better or worse. I don't know. Whatever you would make it with. Nunez, Mateus Nunez. I think this is already a superhero. This is one of the, what was it, the Incredible Four or Fantastic Four? But he's Elastic Man because he kind of finds himself in bent in different ways. And, you know, as you saw last year, he got his hand injured and twisted in a different way. So he has a lot of elasticity. So Elastic Man. Yeah. I know Tarek went on a soapbox about not fat shaming players, but I'm just going to do it right here with Calvin Phillips. He's Kilo Man because he controls the kilos, and sometimes he gives himself one more and he pushes himself out of the squad. But yeah, okay, whatever. All right, Savinho. Savinho is already just, that's a good superhero name. Savinho. He's just a plucky little Brazilian player on the wing, and you know, he just does his thing. I saw Savinho in the Copa America. Very impressed. Him and Endrick were like the only two players that showed up for Brazil. Everyone else was kind of MIA for the Copa America. This is not really a superhero, this next one, but this is probably a spin-off series that we're going to do, or we're going to get into another genre of serial killers. But Bernardo Silva is the Real Madrid killer. So he's kind of like this like serial killer, but he's the Real Madrid killer because, you know, he's Real Madrid's daddy, right? But here's what I think is the best one, what we could do. Doesn't need a change in name, but Rodri has different, like, he transforms into things. So he has his like Hulk moment, but then also he turns into Mecha Rodri. So he turns into like this larger mechanical Rodri and just scores goals like Godzilla almost. You know what I mean? So that's all the superheroes I could really come up with. What do you guys think? Put it in your court.
I honestly, I like Count Cancelo and Rico Lee. I wouldn't mind you just like spattering a couple of those other ones in just for like cameos for the sake of it. But those are the two that I think you can run with the most. Obviously, Halan and Lilleman, that works because Lilleman, he took himself out, so that can be like a little like subplot. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you have plenty to work with, it sounds like. I mean, and also shout out to you for having those many pitches. Like, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's what Hollywood's like, man. Hollywood's out your sleeve, you know what I mean? You got to come at you with a bunch of things. Like, all right, here's this idea. All right,
you don't like that? I got another one.
Right.
For me, I think
time.
For me, I like give me the John Stones one again.
Juan Piedras.
See, that just sounds so smooth, and that's just John Stones' game. He's just smooth on the ball. Boom, boom. It's got that, you know. He's too good to be English. He's got to be some foreign. I like that one. I just like that for
and
John
I see
Stones.
Almost like
period.
a Zorro type too.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the problem is he's got to stay healthy.
Oh, he's like a Lamborghini that breaks down every block. He just like kind of like, you got this sick ass Lambo and he's like, damn it, turn it back on. Yeah, it's like he breaks down every block. So but you know, when he's on the ball, when he's there, I mean, that's, you know, he played a heavy hand in winning the treble, but we still won it last year. But you know, like, he barely played any part of last season. So yeah, but that's our inside joke for John Stones. But yeah. Yeah.
Juan Bierdas has to be happen. Juan Bierdas has to happen.
Maybe that is the one I run with, because I'm just like I was kind of like after they sold Sergio to Real Sociedad, and this FA Cup, man, was just such a great idea. I had to run with it. You know what I mean? You can't sleep on your $1 million ideas in terms of content, but like I was like, damn, I was coming up with these names like, yeah, they're cool, but like FA Cup, man, was just something else. Like, I mean, like it became like an inside joke with a lot of Man City fans. So it was just like, and seeing that kind of like take hold, I'm just like, damn. But I think Juan Pierdas might be actually the one that I think everyone could get into.
You said you got that from what? The
Telemundo.
He said Telemundo, yeah.
Telemundo. And so when you said Telemundo and Juan Pierdas, I just think when they announced like the noticias at night, like, ya viene Juan Pierdas a la 9. That's why I was laughing so hard when you said it. I was just like, he said he got that from Telemundo, so like he heard like, allá viene Manchester City a la 9 con Juan Pierdas. That's why I was dying, because I was like, yes, that's it.
Yeah, well, you know, you get your inspiration from different sources, but like, you know, I just think like, because like it's literally transliterated to Stones, you know what I mean? That's literally what Stones is in Spanish. So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's just I found that great, and we put his head on the Tapatio, man. It's at our T Public store in our Instagram bio. If you guys want to take a look at it and buy one, maybe, I don't know, not forcing that on anyone, but you know, but it's
out there. Yes, sir.
It's putting it out there, you know.
Yes, sir.
So, what's your guys' prediction? Who do you think is going to win the Premier League this season?
I mean,
I know it's a City podcast, but you know, it's I think this year's a little bit more of a nuanced answer.
Is it?
Well, okay, all right, that's fine. That's all right.
Well, you're alluding to something, so give us yours then.
Well, no, because on our podcast we have split prediction. So, like, I think the week before Will and I did our episode, we did our episode 2 days ago, and I was telling other people like, oh man, I think Arsenal. You know, I think this is Arsenal's year. You know what I mean? I think they're hungry for it. They're in a position where they are, like, you know, they have a lot more to fight for than City. City have won 4 in a row, and they're doing title defense. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, you know, I at first I felt like Arsenal had the upper hand, but thinking about it, there's that one story going around with Mikel Arteta taking all the Arsenal fans,
setting his team up to get robbed.
Yeah. And they hired pickpockets at this dinner, and then like he like told the waiters to like dump all the stuff out, and it's like everyone's stuff. And then like Arteta says, to win the Premier League, you gotta always be on. And I'm like, dude, really? Do you always have to be on? Like, do you have to like worry for your life and your safety outside of? I mean, is that the mentality that you guys want, like, all the time? Like, is that the point to make? I don't know. I feel like it's almost like that one movie. What's it? Dinner for Schmucks, where it's like everyone comes to dinner and it's like this, like in like this medieval castle, and everyone's like lined up and stuff, and it's just like he's just like taking people's stuff, you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh my god! Like, when I heard that story, I'm like, you know what? I think City's going to win it this year, because City is just, the whole organization is geared for excellence, and we've done it for such a long time. We just win. That's the organizational mentality. And Arsenal, like, hearing stories like that, it's just like, I think the Cities might be in your head a little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like, we totally live rent free.
Arteta is too. What word do I want to use?
Lame. Sad man.
It's just I had a word in my head and I lost it, but I mean, he's just too. That's what happens with old age. But you know, he's just too over the top, because again, you came in last year and brought a dog and called it win, as if that were going to be the thing that gave you the victory, and then you lost. Now you're pickpocketing your teammates or your team and telling them, "Oh, you got to always be paying attention, always be on, always got to be focused."
What happened to winning? Where is winning?
It's like I don't understand.
And also, it was like a fully grown dog.
He's doing
it wasn't
too
even
much,
like a
man.
puppy. So it's just like, whose dog did you take?
He's too gimmicky. That's the word I want. He's gimmicky. It's too many gimmicks, man.
I'll
get on the pitch.
I'll say this: if Jason Kidd were to take the Dallas Mavericks out to dinner and hire pickpockets in the Dallas Metroplex?
Well, this is Texas. Someone's getting shot.
Correct. Someone is getting shot.
Well, I mean, this is England, so worst case, someone gets stabbed. It is London.
Yeah.
Right?
But that is, oh God, just no.
I thought you were about to. Oh God, help me.
we are all trauma bonded. That's what his idea was, guys.
Yeah,
I thought Tom was gonna go with Memphis Grizzlies. What's my guy?
Morant.
Yeah, Ja Morant waving guns around. So yeah, don't mess with him. Leave him alone.
But those were fake guns.
Yes, those weren't real.
Okay, yeah. Fake.
No, Arsenal. He should be at this point where it should just be drilling in. We aren't, especially with their lack of movement. And they brought in a couple of players. I still see to a lot of their fans that's not enough, but I mean to a lot of City supporters, what they have done isn't enough. So I guess I understand both sides, but yeah, I don't think they've done much to change. There's a whole amount of stories that I think are coming from the City roster. Like obviously our defense is our defense. That's like our most stable, but with our midfield, there's still so many questions. Like Phil, I mean, obviously Bernardo, McAtee, O'Reilly, how will they do? I mean, Grealish, is he going to come back? Daku, is he going to go true on his left? We have our whole right wing with all these new people that are going to be, we're going to find out who they are. I mean, Halan, is this KDB's? I don't even, there's so many storylines. Will KDB leave? Will Pep leave? Those are really kind of like the last things I'm thinking about. But we will get you out of here. But I want to thank you because you inspired my my episode intro monologue that I normally have with our episode. With one of your statements, it got me real upset. And I was like, let me not rant about it now. I will go in on it on Sunday night. So please plug Hollywood Kippax. Let people know where they can find you and the things that you're doing, homie.
So at Hollywood Kippax, KIPPAX official on Instagram, but Hollywood Kippax across all other social media platforms. So Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. So we do our episodes typically now on a Monday night. We do ours in person. We're doing ours in person now. Yeah, I appreciate being on your guys' podcast. Lit stream is always a lit experience. Self-admittedly, I'm a big Lando stan.
Understandable.
So just, hi Lando.
Love brother.
But so yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on, and wish you guys the best of the season. And
same to you, man.
Tuning in.
Same to you. Yes, we'll link back later. You have a good rest of your night and get away from that sun.
Yeah, for sure. All right, see you guys.
See you. All right, it's time to bring the man, the myth, the legend, the Sheik, fan number 2. How's it going? What's up?
What up, boys?
What up with you?
Chilling, man. I had a long day, but I've been tuning in for the past 30 minutes. I'm really enjoying the show.
Thank you for tapping in. Thanks for tapping in.
Man.
Yeah, so
you can hear me okay?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah, I got you. Yep.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Cool.
She wants more energy in this motherfucker. Let's go. It's the lit stream. We in this bitch.
Yeah, I already knew that Lando was gonna get hype as soon as he came on camera. I was like, I knew it.
I was just gonna let Lando do his thing.
Look. I'm sorry. I gotta get it out there. Like Hollywood Kippax and our team stands me. I stan our Sheik. The Twitter account has been A1 since day one. He puts out quality content. He has started a cornerstone chat that I'm sure he doesn't want me to elaborate any further, but let me tell you right now, books should be written on the chats that Sheik has put me in. The content, the absolute jokes, the learning and education that sometimes we get in there. Sheik, how you been? I'll put you right there on the spot. You're rocking a Knicks hat right now. Let's put Crunk, and let's put Tom to the side. Let them just narrow in real quick on our motherfucking New York Knickerbockers. Now,
Oh man, dude.
can you give me a breakdown as to your Knicks fandom? Okay, look at Crook leaving with a Boston Celtics. He's gonna go enjoy his rings right now as I go off on our Knicks.
Yeah, he about to pull out all what is it, 18 championship banners.
He's preparing it right now. Sheik, I'll give you a quick synopsis for me. Born in '88, my first ever real experience. I still remember 1994. John Starks unable to hit threes in Game 7. Patrick Ewing not able to hit shit, and we looked horrible. Mario Ellie dropping his balls on us, and Hakeem the Dream solidifying his legacy. Just as Michael Jordan leaves, and we miss our opportunity. The battles with the Pacers mean shit to me, but 1994 resonates with me, good sir. Since then, obviously 99, 2000, we were close. We've gotten closer with the Carmelo years, although that was, I argue, that's fool's gold. Tell me about your Knicks fandom. Tell me about where it originated, and tell me how you feel about the current team and how we're going up.
Oh man. First of all, thanks guys again. I feel a little bad. I completely forgot that I was wearing a Knicks hat. We're on a Man City podcast. I feel like we should be talking
Don't you
about
ever
the city.
fucking apologize
we
for
like
wearing a
all
Knicks hat.
sports over here.
Yes. If you had a cricket hat on, we would probably be like, that's dope as fuck.
I mean, cricket is dope too, you know? Dude, my story is pretty similar to yours. I feel like most New Yorkers or Knicks fans, at least over the age of 30, kind of have a similar story. It's pretty much a life of misery for the most part, up until Thibodeau came to town. We got Julius Randle. One of my earliest core childhood like sports memories was that 94 finals. And then my dad went to NYU, grew up in the Bronx. I was born in Flushing, raised in the Bronx too. So, this is New York is New York. I'm still here. I don't think maybe with rising real estate prices, I'll end up leaving. But for now, I'm going to stick it out as long as I can. But without exaggerating, this is the most excited I've been about a New York-based team in my entire life, in 30 plus years of living. I'm not going to go into specifics, but 30 plus years of living, most excited I've been ever, because the Yankees, always good for most, like the legacy is good, the allure is good. Maybe not, they don't have the championships recently, and that the Giants, they were never really good. They just had good runs. They weren't, they didn't have that kind of, I hate this word that FT uses, like aura, but it kind of applies here. But this Knicks team, man, something about it, the grit, the way they play, Thibodeau, and the way he's always scowling, and Jalen Brunson, the prince that was promised, the guy that we've been waiting for decades, literally. I can literally run through a list of the point guards that we've had, and it's miserable. So just to be here and support City and to see how good City has gotten and how they've exploded, and the Knicks are good, and it's just feels great, man. It feels great to like actually have some momentum. It's a good time.
What a time to be alive. What a time. My favorite on that list of Nick point guards would actually be probably Derek Harper or Chris Childs. Just throwing that out there for the right. I know
Chris
Chris
Childs.
Yeah, Chris
Wow,
Childs.
that's a name.
Yeah,
I
love me some Chris Childs. Sheik,
so punched Kobe, right?
Yeah, he sure did.
He did.
I wanted to ask a little bit about your experience in the summer. Obviously, they had to get a chance to come out to New York, Yankee Stadium. I think we already have some preconceived notions about Yankee Stadium and regarded to being an actual pitch and its inability to be a fucking pitch. But whatever. Tell me about your experience this summer and how it was linking up with some of the boys.
Dude, it's awesome, man. I feel like football is special, man. I feel like we obviously all like all types of sports, but in terms of the community, the online community, and the activity and the proactivity, it's different. It's something that I've never experienced in my entire life in any other sport. And I feel like City has done a really good job of expanding to their international fan base. It's a very modernized club, and the people that are running the operation understand that. Marketing drives everything these days, and City's marketing is top, 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 top. Obviously, New York, the Yankees are an iconic brand. Yankee Stadium, iconic. It's probably I think it's one of the top 3 or 4 biggest sporting franchises brands in the entire world. and that's ridiculous. You're considering Real Madrid, obviously the Rags, big brand, can't even deny it. But the Yankees are up there with the Cowboys. So for City to be able to come, have that pop up in Rockefeller Center, play with another historic club in AC Milan at Yankee Stadium, that's all great. But that being said, New York City deserves better. New York City deserves a stadium. And again, the fact that City Football Group anticipated that and is building it and it's going to be ready in, I think a year or two. It's actually going up pretty.
2026.
Yeah, real fast, real fast. That's, to me, is like they're so on top of their shit. And it's like if you look at the people that are behind this, you can see why cities is run the way they are. It's like an efficient, well-oiled, no pun intended, machine. So having this stadium is going to be awesome. I've gone to see a couple of NYCFC matches at Yankee Stadium, and I honestly didn't enjoy it at all. I thought we just need a stadium. We need a stadium, and but other than that, I think the club has done a great job of expanding the sport in the region, and I think football itself is growing in the States at a rapid pace. And I think the timing is just perfect. It's like so well executed, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to hop in here because you put in the topics Pep's legacy and future, and that intrigued me very much. What do you mean by that?
Um, my biggest platform with City is Twitter. And unfortunately, it's not the most positive place at a lot of times. Maybe that's understating it.
Yeah.
And I think that for better or for worse, the fact that I am an American City fan that is repping an Emirati royal, basically, it drives a lot of people, gets under a lot of people's skin. And I'm also Asian, so it's like I'm like the Antichrist for Liverpool fans at times. No offense if anybody's watching, but like it's the truth. I get all sorts of shit in my DMs. It's like, oh yeah, a fucking Asian guy, but he's also American, but he's repping a fucking Arab guy. Like, oh yeah, it's like I understand, I get it, all right. But anyway, when I look at the way that people talk about Pep, and I wanted to bring this up specifically because I feel like, dude, like it couldn't have gone better. Like it, I struggle to put words to it because the things that he's accomplished at City in this time, it's maybe not immediately, but hopefully, in my honest opinion, in time, people are going to realize as much as the money is great, as much as all of that helped, Pep was the crux of it all, and what he's accomplished is freakish.
Yeah.
Freakish. This is every year he's done something with this team that nobody's ever done before. And to me, no disrespect to anybody else, and it needs to be said that just because you're fervently praising or supporting, a certain coach or player, it's not a discredit to someone else. It's just the highest praise that we can give to Pep. This isn't like, oh yeah, he's like the second greatest. Well, he is in that tier and in that conversation, in my mind, undisputably the greatest of all time. And the fact that he chose this club, and we have one season left, it makes me emotional, man. Like it makes me emotional. Like this has been a huge part of our lives for better part of a decade. And what we've experienced, we're gonna remember this shit for the rest of our fucking lives. Like we're gonna this chat we're having, hopefully in 10 years, like, do you remember when we talked about that?
Yeah.
Remember when Pep was here? Like, and the fact that Pep has put City on that tier of like global elite, not even like, oh yeah, we're contending. We have been the best team in the world for the past at least 3, 4, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it drives me nuts that some of the things I see that people say about Pep, and I'm like, it literally cannot get better. Like, what do you want? What is your expectation? Like what perfection? Because it doesn't exist. This is as perfect as it gets. So in this last season, getting to my next point, it's like my gut tells me that he'll stay.
Yep.
And like I just got chills
Let's
coming
go.
back my phone. I was
Let's
like,
go,
yo, my
Sheik.
Let's
Let's
yeah, my
go.
fucking
Let's go,
gut
Sheik. I'm with you.
tells
I'm
me
with you.
that he like Pep, he's a fucking savage, man. You know, like, this guy's a competitor, and I feel like sometimes he's his own worst enemy, where he overthinks things. But the fact that he's accomplished everything so far, I feel like we can convince him, or the club can convince him that we can go even further. You know, this like 10 more trophies until catching Sir Alex Ferguson, something like that. It's like in Pep's mind, that's kind of how he operates. You know, every
Mhm.
year he has like another freakish goal that he puts in his head, and somehow it like happens. It's like there's a manifestation of like there's a different level, boys. You know, like certain greats of the game, greats of certain things. Like Pep is that. Pep is him. You know, and God, my gut. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a delusional City fan. You know, but my gut tells me he will stay. He will stay at least
Yeah, I'm
year or
with you.
two,
I'm with you.
3 years.
Hey, you
Extension on
and
the
me
way.
are, yeah, you and me, we're all in that Delulu station together. Don't worry. Like that, homie.
I love it.
We're kicking it there.
I
Hey,
I
love
love it.
I love
you
what you said about like these are going to be things that we like we're going to remember this conversation, like
Hell
we
yeah,
remember,
dude.
like, because I think that we all remember like when he first came, like, oh no, well, they'll never be able to play this style of football in England.
Oh
And
yeah, so many people
it
talk
was
so much shit.
so much
I was like,
shit.
why?
It was like,
Now look at him.
bruh, it was like, bruh, like he just did it in two of the top five leagues in Europe. It was like,
I know,
why
it's
would he not be
nuts.
able to do it at a league in a team with more money? I don't
Premier
understand.
League exceptionalism.
Yeah, I feel like I blinked and these past like 6, 7
You
years
caught that,
went
Tom?
by. You know, it's just like, whoa, it's nuts.
Hey,
Honestly.
but you know what what you were saying though when you talked about just Pep. I was having a conversation on the golf course this past weekend about the time that I've been privileged to live in, and you all are privileged to live in. From a sports perspective, I was talking with somebody about basketball and having watched Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Steph Curry. But then think about soccer or football. We talk about having watched Messi, getting to watch Ronaldo, getting to see, all of these players. But then when you put it in the context of my city fandom, which in the grand scheme of things is a really short amount of time, but it is the absolute perfect time. Like I've been privileged to see this team at achieve the highest of all heights.
Yeah,
No disrespect to those people who have been fans for 30 plus 40, 50 years, because again, they helped get the club to where it is today. But
yeah,
I've seen the best 10 years, 11, 12 years of City ever. It can never be this good again. It just can't. This is like top of the line.
yeah.
And it's
Drink
like
it up, soak it in. You know.
I got to watch that. I got to see that. I got to be a part of that. I got to watch Pep do his thing week in, week out. Literally, to your point, the best manager of all time. We don't even have that conversation. He's the best.
Fucking chills again. You know, I just keep getting chills. And I fucking love Pep, man. I just love Pep, and I don't know. I just think we're so fortunate. And obviously, I love the players. I just love this club, man. It's just been such a wild ride, and even just the fact that I'm talking to you guys on this stream, it's like I would have not met you guys in any other universe, you know.
Right.
But this club brought us together. Me talking shit on my Twitter account. You know, I don't know why 50,000 people follow me. I don't know, like why they think I'm interesting, to be honest. But I'm so grateful for this club and the community and everything. And going back to what you asked, Lando, about meeting up with the boys, like these group chats that I create, and running the spaces, and a lot of these people have become real friends, you know. And I have like real people, not, it sounds weird saying real people, like real friends in Manchester that like I can visit and go to games with. And it's like the community is just amazing. And I have nothing but good things to say about my experience being a City fan, at least up until like 2011, I guess, you know.
I'm not going to throw any names out there, but I will say, to speak to your point, to kind of reinforce it, there have been talks about some of the chats and where they're located and getting together. Pro clubs is starting to pick up with the upcoming FC25 coming out. Stay tuned. Shades of Blue is going to be having some fun with that. So it's one of those things that is just incredible that, to your point, it's building camaraderie, but we would never connect. I would never know how wonderful it is to know Crunk and Tom and you and Tarek and everybody. So at Sheik MCI, please give him a follow at Sheik MCI. This next question is actually brought to you by Lloyd Soccer, LloydSoccer.com. Shout out to the Greenville Citizens. They sponsor us. LloydSoccer.com. Get the fuck at them. Sheik,
that's what's up.
Go down a path with me. Per Marty Binar new book, The Pep Revolution. I quote, Pep, this is Pep speaking.
Okay.
We train hard in Manchester.
Oh yeah.
Messi doesn't bother me. I'm ready for hard work. Pep, I still give long tactical talks. Maybe you'll get bored. Messi, I'll cope. I can cope with anything you throw at me. Pep, Leo, we're both much older than we were. Maybe we won't get on now. Messi, Pep, I just want a chance to do great things, to feel like I'm ready to smash it again. At 6:30 p.m., they said goodbye with a warm hug. It's not easy, but if they pull this off, meaning the board, there's no knowing what they can achieve.
Oh boy.
Ask for you to go down the path of Messi joining Manchester City.
Yeah, I think I read that quote. Well, someone posted it, maybe City Extra or something like that.
Shout out at City_Extra. That's exactly where I got that post.
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah, that's generally the first account that I think of when I think of City Twitter. Shout out to them for sure. Man, what could have been, What could have been, but also, like, with all due respect to Messi, who the fuck cares, Like, I'm sorry. I love Messi. He's the man, but I love my club. I love our players. I love what we've accomplished. I love our journey. And I've seen what happens when a player's brand is almost
the club.
too big or I don't know if it's too big, but like specifically, certain nationalities are very understandably loyal to their players, and they come and they don't come support the club, they come support the player, and it becomes a toxic atmosphere where anything that happens against their player means the manager is bad, Pep is bad, or the club is bad, and I don't buy all that, man. It's the players come here knowing that they're buying into a collective, and Pep is very adamant that it's team over player always, and you can't argue with that. You just can't. It's not even that he's a good manager. As a player, he was in those locker rooms. He knows, he's been battle tested. And our players now, KDB, these are elite, not even just athletes, but like sporting figures at this point. They're veterans of the game. You come into that locker room, if you're not going to acclimate and buy into something that's bigger than you, then with all due respect, you can leave. And I don't mean to specify anyone, but in the case of Julian Alvarez, it wasn't really, oh, we don't like you, you should leave. I understand. I get it. I get why he left, and he did exactly what we needed him to do. Came here, back taloned up, scored a bucket load of goals as a backup striker, played out of position. He carried the load for KDB and Erling Haaland while they're both injured. That's ridiculous. That's insane. The fact that this kid did that for us. And then he left, and he wants to be the main man, and Atletico is perfect for him, and we got a shit ton of money for him, so hell yeah, let's keep on rolling, baby. With no bad blood, thank you. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. And also, all the Argentinian fans that supported City for a little bit, thank you as well. But it's all good. This is football, It's like, this is our club, and you're
Did
with
we
us.
need that racist support though?
I was gonna say we'll see them in 6 months when Echeverri comes back.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
this club has a long-standing tradition of Argentinian players. So.
There it is, baby.
Yeah. We love the Argentines. They've done incredible for us, and I just Echeverri is a serious talent. So I guess we'll run it back in a couple of months.
He gets here. Oscar Bob gets healthy. It's basically like a whole new addition to our squad right there.
Right,
So,
right, right. And I
It's
think
a transfer window without spending any money.
yeah, yeah, it's an interesting time, man. With the transfers and all of that, I do think that City will move in the market at least once before the window closes.
mm,
Maybe twice. But that being said, like when you look at our numbers and our depth, it's not bad. We have the numbers. It's just you we've seen the problem that compounds when you go into the market and you get a player that's not a perfect fit, or at least that doesn't appear to be a perfect fit. And that issue has compounded with Calvin Phillips, with Joao Cancelo. You have to be careful with things like that, and even with guys like Sergio Gomez. These
Newts.
players just kind of come and end up leaving because they just don't really acclimate or they can't get to that. Or
Mhm.
in the case of Cancelo, he's an attitude issue. So I think City, their transfer strategy this summer is interesting because nobody has really left either. Like senior player wise, like we're kind of stacked. Then we have Oscar Bob, we have James McAtee, we have Nico O'Reilly. We're trying to integrate this youth, and I was talking to Martin Mancunian way, and he was telling me that a lot of inside people at City were the way that Cole Palmer left, and initially everyone was kind of happy about it because it's like, yeah, it's best for all parts. But then he exploded, and he was at City since he was like 9. So to be like part of that inner city training staff or whatever, scouts, and see that happen, that's gotta hurt, man. So going into this season, it's nobody has really left. We have a couple of youth guys. McAtee at youth levels was that guy. He was on that level of a Palmer. He was better than Foden, in my honest opinion. Foden kind of was good, don't get me wrong, but the heights that they reached as in that youth level is McAtee was that guy. And then he kind of had a weird loan spell. Um, but I think he became a man in a weird way. He
Mhm.
manned up. You fight for a relegation level team, you play for relegation, it's a dogfight. So this kid was over there just battling. He came back and physically he seems a little bit more ready. So to have that, and maybe bring in one player, because obviously Julie left. And Sergio Gomez too, our boy. We should bring in at least one player. But I'm very very excited to see this team and some of this youth, and obviously Savinho, incredible player.
Yeah.
Super exciting stuff.
Heck yeah. Well,
But
obviously.
to your point, sorry, he talked about Cole Palmer, and you guys know I was never on board with Cole leaving. We brought in Doku and as kind of a replacement, and okay, it is what it is. But I was always pro give Cole a chance. For whatever reason, again, I've never lived in England, never been to Manchester. I don't have any attachment to the academy outside of just knowing that it's attached to my club, right? But I still want to see those academy kids come through and see them make it to the highest levels. So to see Foden do it was great. But I thought that was the beginning of that train of folks just coming through consistently. And I think it still can be and it still will be. But I think Cole was like next on that list, forgetting Jaden Sancho and Brahim Diaz and others that moved on and decided to go other ways. But Cole stayed around for a pretty good amount of time. I thought he was going to really break through, and it just right there, but it didn't happen. And so to see them bring back McAtee, which a couple years ago we were all screaming for McAtee to play more. For them to bring him back, because I don't know very many people who go away on loan that City actually bring back.
The
Yeah.
only one was Zinchenko, and that's absurd.
and that's
Yeah.
because
that's not a good thing, I don't think.
No, I agree.
Zinchenko was just like, I'm not
He
going
refu-
anywhere.
he's
I'm
literally
not
said, "I'm not
going
going anywhere."
nowhere. You cannot
No.
get rid of me.
It was like,
He's
uh-huh.
that significant other that you keep trying to break up with. We are not breaking up. No, we are going to be together.
We gonna work through this.
Yes, we are.
We gonna go to couples counseling. You know, we gonna journal it out. No,
I
we gonna be
hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Dude, Cole is a tough one, man, and especially because guys like Sancho, Brahim Diaz, yeah, they're youth academy products, but they're like an Eric Garcia. They were developed elsewhere. We brought them in 16, 17. Cole was here since he was like literally a child. Him, McAtee, Taylor Harwood Bellis, Rico.
Yep.
They were here when they were literal like children, and um, I'm not a Mancunian either, but I think that the soul of every club, and to be sustainable, you
Is
need to
that
produce the
local?
youth.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
local.
You
that
need to
local.
produce the youth, and the reason why City fans love Phil Foden so much is because he's one of our own.
Mm-hmm.
That means something. See this kid score rockets against United is like, that's a different type of endorphin,
Yeah.
It's like straight into my fucking veins, It's incredible. So to see a couple more guys break through, and Oscar was right there.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he can't come back, but I think we all can collectively agree that, and that was a dagger to the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And I think City going into this transfer window, maybe there was a part of them that was like, look, it's okay if we don't bring in a $50-60 million signing, because maybe they'll flop and there'll be another, a loan merchant for the next 3 years because they didn't work. Let's give one of the kids a chance. Let's give two of the kids a chance. We invested $1 billion into the academy, and it's not like
Yeah.
a 3 or 4 years that they've been doing this. Like, it's been a consistent grind. Kids deserve it. The club deserves it. The fans deserve it. And I think that the fan base will be patient and decent with the kids, especially while they grow, for the most part. And I think it's awesome. And we're
It
in an
helps.
amazing place. Yeah.
Oh,
and to,
Tom.
and to bring that full circle, I think that the kids are the reason that Pep stays.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
right.
like because he's known all of them since they were in
Yeah.
primary school. So
Yeah.
now, like, see them develop into grown men. Like those are the ones that are be like, yeah, I'm gonna stay another year for him because I feel
Yeah.
like I can make something with that.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. It's so cool. That's exactly what Pep did with Barca. He found some kids that he loved. Pause, rewind. He found some kids from the academy that were super talented. And
Well stated. Well stated.
and it's just all. I feel like all of this is connected. My admiration of Pep, kind of going into this sort of transitional period where maybe we don't spend big in the window and we let some of the kids try to cook. I'm all for it, man. We're in a good place. We've won everything. Would love to win more.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the goal. Like that infamous meme of screenshot from Cheeky. He's like, what does he say? It's like, but the goal is to win more or whatever. And he's like pointing at the screen or something. It's from the documentary. I always think about that because, Cheeky was a savage too. This guy was a great player. These guys get it, man. They get it.
Yeah.
And I don't think any City fan needs to ever question the club's ambition or the board's ambition and make it like, oh, what is our board doing? It's like, yo, they're trying to win.
Uh-huh.
Like that's the goal. They're trying to win and they're damn good at it. So yeah. Maybe I'm a little too optimistic, but because I've been on a high for the past couple of years of how good we've been, keep winning. Some point we'll come back down to earth to a certain degree. But man, we flew high, boys, and like that's amazing.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
For the people who don't know how to get a hold of you and the things you do, please plug yourself.
Yeah, you can follow me on @SheikMCI on Twitter. We have a bunch of things that we're going to be rolling out this year. I'll be restarting the pod, Sheik Speaks. We basically rounded out our editorial team because I'm a writer. My background is in writing, and I run a PR company as my full-time job. And I feel like there's so much great listening and visual content out there for City, but I would love to build something editorially where people can read quality op-eds and think pieces about city, and they can have a platform to be objective about stuff without someone, insulting their entire family history on Twitter, or anything along those lines.
That's fair.
So, I would love to collaborate with you guys. Anyone that's watching and tuning in, I would love to hear from you. If you will need a platform to be a content creator, feel free to get in touch. I'm happy to help how I can. And yeah, this has been awesome, man.
Great. Sheik, you have a great little superstition every year. You do a nice little Sheik sandwich. Are you going to be continuing this superstition throughout this upcoming season? Break the news.
Ah, man, the shake sandwich, man, that shit is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know how just eating a sandwich, it's like, I have people from literally all over the planet DMing me like, "Are you getting the sandwich?" I'm like, "What the?" And it got to a point where I was like, "Okay, I actually have to get this sandwich, or people are gonna come after me." So I committed to it. Every home game of the Champions League, I walked to Cangiano's Marketplace. Maybe this will help them. It's in Jersey City. Yeah,
I was born in Jersey City. Let's fucking go.
Cangiano's Marketplace. I get the number one. It's a fresh Italian, baguette or roll, whatever you want to call it, depending on where you're from. It has prosciutto, sopressata, fresh mozzarella, balsamic vinegar, and roasted peppers. And when I tell you this shit slaps,
Oh,
go and get you some shake sandwich, boys.
my gosh.
I haven't eaten dinner and now I'm real hungry.
Oh man, dude, it's something else. It's something
I was
else.
gonna say
That sounds great.
Yeah. Anytime you guys are in New York, this area generally, just hit me up, down to grab some grub, talk city, get to know each other a little bit better, and we'll chop it up.
Yeah,
question
well,
for you. Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm aiming to be back in that area in November, so we'll link
Perfect. Okay.
Tarek, what were you about to say?
No, I was going to ask a personal question. So you said PR. You run a PR firm. Was that? Did you go to school for PR?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I studied communications in school. I run a music PR firm. Most of my clients are electronic music DJs, labels, festivals, things like that. There's a reason why I'm kind of glued to my phone and my computer pretty much all day. And not to go on too much of a tangent, but the reason why the Sheik account started was because I couldn't talk shit about football on my personal Twitter account because I have clients who follow me. And one time I think maybe Raheem Sterling skied a shot or something. And I was like, what the, and one of my staff was like, "Oh, you can't be doing that," And I was like, "Okay." And then I think it was when Kevin Durant went viral for having a burner account, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, "Shit, I'm gonna do that." I shit you not. My first tweet ever on the Sheik account was, I think I tweeted "It's me and my oil money against the world." Or me, my club, and my oil money against the world. And I went to sleep and I woke up and I had 6,000 followers.
That's dope.
And I was like, "What? Who are?" And people were DMing me, asking me for money, and asking me for free tickets.
No, he's the Sheik.
Yeah, so I was like, for the first day, I kind of ran with it, and I was like, "Oh, I will send one of my 7 wives to you."
Oh my
Then
god!
I got suspended. Twitter suspended me, and understandably, well deserved, So, but I appealed, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna change it. I'll write that I'm a parody." And then I thought about it, and I was like, "Yeah, maybe I could do some good with this," because I started to talk to people and realized that running the podcast, our listener base is from literally all over. Nigeria, India, it's crazy. Technology is crazy, man. I sound like such an old head, whoa, but the reach of the Sheik account has really inspired me to talk to people and make some friends. And I'm not gonna lie, man, getting older, having a family, it's you have less and less time to follow your hobbies. So to have this, to have a Sheik account to talk shit, make some friends, it's great. Good stuff,
Yeah.
My oldest is a PR major. She's going into her sophomore year in college. coming
Cool.
up. So when you said that, I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool because that's what
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
doing.
yeah.
So
If she's looking to get into music PR and maybe is interested in an internship or something, maybe there's something I can help out with. I can
sweet.
make an introduction or something. Feel free to DM me and
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I love to hear that. As a father
yeah,
myself, that warms my
yeah.
heart.
Hey, that's my anything. If I hear something that's going to benefit or potentially benefit, it's like, hey, or just from really, it's just give her ideas and guidance and whatever
Yeah,
else
yeah.
more
That's
than
what it's
anything
all
else.
about,
So
bud.
yeah, because yeah, we'll get together. We'll talk.
Okay. Okay, yeah, for sure. For sure.
This is so dope.
Yeah, this is awesome.
And to your point, like we wouldn't like if it weren't for this club, like this conversation doesn't happen. Like
Yeah,
think about that.
dude. Thank you, City. Thank you,
Yes.
City. Thank you, Sheik
Yes.
Mansour. My namesake. You're the man. I'm sorry about that tweet. But I was just kidding. I was just having some fun. I was pulling out my inner KD. What can I say?
That's an incredible. DT3's been in the chat nonstop. That story is amazing. Laughing, speak it into existence. Chris Childs gave Kobe that 2-piece. He wants that new Club World Cup. And he's referring to Pep here. He wants that new Club World Cup next summer. So he's already flirting with that, staying longer. Maybe. Yeah, 100%. The OJ Chase finals. If you know, you know.
All right. Well, we'll get you out of here, and we appreciate you. We'll have to have you on an official episode or a live stream or something very soon. We'll be in
Yeah,
touch.
yeah, and I'll be in touch. I would love to interview you guys for our fan interview series, and also have you on the pod, and see how we can support each other. But thanks again, guys. I really enjoyed it. Hope you have a
Appreciate it,
great rest of
man.
your night, and come on, City. We got a big game this
Of
weekend.
course.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Come on, City.
All right,
See
see you,
y'all.
boys.
Sheik.
All right.
Yo,
Oh,
Lando, you
man.
know who I thought you were gonna say earlier? Charlie Ward,
Yeah, Charlie Ward's up there for me.
Heisman Trophy winner,
Bruh.
Yeah.
Like I don't think people
dual
understand.
sport.
I don't think people understand how cold of a college quarterback that Charlie Ward was.
He
Like
was cold.
it just
He was cold. He was a great
Then
player
that
for us
man
too.
rocked up in a Knicks uniform. I was like,
He
woo.
did. You remember his number?
17.
Okay.
21.
Well, you know, oh,
Or maybe for Florida State,
he
but
was
for
17 for Florida State.
okay, yeah, for the Knicks, he wore 21. Love it,
I
Charlie Ward.
I made some biscuits, like English biscuit. English biscuit. Oh, I'm very proud of them. They're very good. Like just a little like coffee and biscuit, tea and biscuit that you make.
So you made
That's what
the what was the show? Ted Lasso biscuits. You made some of those.
I did.
Sweet.
Those apparently slap. So if they slap like Ted Lasso's,
No, they're great. It melts in my mouth. It's super simple. It's like 4 ingredients.
Found
It
recipe
was fun.
online.
I made that with my pulled pork sandwiches that I made today. With my
blueberry barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Yo,
That was wild when I saw that.
I was like, why Crunk always be doing too much? Man, why don't you just go to your refrigerator, grab that Sweet Baby Ray's or whatever your favorite.
I have
Whatever
3
your
different
favorite-
kinds of barbecue
I
sauces.
was
too,
like,
that I
man,
made my
this
own.
man put blueberry. I was like, what is going on?
It was so
Yeah.
good, and I made my own coleslaw for it too. Yeah, it was all different. It was nice layered flavors. It was on a brioche
love our Crunk.
bun. Mm.
We love our Crunk. So damn unique. What in the world?
The next time that we all link up, we just need to like go to the grocery store or because Crunk goes to a market, so we need to go to the market to get ingredients. Like, hey,
There's a
Crunk,
difference.
yeah, you finna to hook us up right now.
Hey, and next time for the next link up, I will make sure our Airbnb is closer to, or maybe we'll just go to a market at a better time. Yeah, because that wasn't we were around plenty of markets. It just we got there late, so.
Yeah.
It just
But
made
the
it
game day breakfast, a cult classic for Tom, still slaps.
Yeah,
I was just watching that video the other day and like laughing my ass off about it.
Got to go back to the basics.
A tradition unlike any other. Tom's game day breakfast.
Oh man. Okay, so we will be back. Actually, this Saturday we will be bringing on Sky Blue Times He's been doing lots of work with 9320. Also, shout out to 9320. Y'all have been fucking banging out the
Crushing it.
episodes lately. Like,
Killing it.
holy crap. So, like, shout out to y'all. But Bailey Wynn, he's going to be on. I have sent him some nerdy questions. We're about to get real football nerdy in this episode. As for if you know anything about Bailey, that's in the best way. That is what his account is. And honestly, to see the growth that he's done really in the last like year or so, because I really remember him following us and he's just like, I like football and stuff, and now he's just like, bang, these are my opinions, I'm a fucking genius, bro. So it's like really cool to see the transformation of him. But yeah, we're gonna talk some footy, and the Fan Fest will be back for a kickoff show. Then we got the match. New episode will be out. For people who are watching right now who might be Arsenal Gunners, check out Arsenal 86 podcast. It is our new Arsenal podcast in Shades of Blue Network. Byron, Paulina, they are fantastic. Check out all those things. We will see you soon. All Shady Gang. You know the vibes. Shady Gang. Shady Gang. Shady Gang. Quadruple baby.